Southeast Radio's Business Matters with Karl Fitzpatrick.
Southeast Radio.
Welcome back to Southeast Radio's Business Matters with me, Karl Fitzpatrick. In March last, Scott Lean, the CEO of GrandPad, joined me on the show to discuss why they had decided to locate their European headquarters in Gorey and create 75 jobs in the process. 6 months on, I'm joined by Edwina Dunne, the business director with GrandPad, who will provide us with an update about how the company is progressing. So Edwina, how are things going for GrandPad in Gorey?
Good morning, Carl, and thank you for having me on today. Well, we're very happy with how things are going in Gorey and in Ireland generally, and indeed in the UK also. We have a really good group of staff who are working remotely, which is a very good model for us. And we also have nice accommodation here in the Hatch Lab. And we will be moving in the next couple of weeks into our own office space here.
And since GrandPad launched in the Hatch Lab last March, how has the business been progressing in terms of acquiring new clients?
Well, we have been working with partners in the UK with Home Instead, and they have been working through their offices, and the GrandPads have been going out to their clients because that was the model that they do in the US. They partner with Home Instead. We are also, of course, the more we're speaking to people, and I have been going around to a lot of groups and areas and just generally speaking about the GrandPad because it was important for me to test it here in Ireland and to see for myself how it works here, particularly in rural Ireland and in isolated places. And it is working really well. And, you know, I joined GrandPad because I saw the product and I loved it because I'm an occupational therapist way back in my background, where my orientation is to empower, enable people to be independent. And I saw that the GrandPad gave back the independence to older people to make a call. And that was the reason I joined. But actually, I never fully comprehended the isolation and loneliness of people who have not been able to make a call for years. Something that all of us take for granted without even thinking about it now. We flick our phones and we make a call. If you're an older person who can't manage to use any of the latest stuff, smartphone, iPad, and my landline is obsolete, advanced technology has taken it away. I can't make a call anymore. And when I have delivered a GrandPad to give people, to give us feedback, and they suddenly press the call button and they can make a call. I really, to be honest with you, I've had a lump in my throat to see the joy that an 80-year-old lady had when she called for the first time her daughter who lives up the mountains in Brazil. She doesn't see her except every 5 years. And the joy was just amazing. But that's equal joy for someone who lives in Dublin and they live in Wexford. I can make a call again. I mean, it's really hard to comprehend that unless you see it.
And since launching, how many new jobs has GrandPad created in Gorey?
We now have 4 people, including myself, which is 5. And we are looking as we move on to obviously employing more and more people. The first year was really to settle ourselves here and localize everything and understand the market and pilot and trial and so on. And now we're ready to go direct to consumer. And of course, we will be employing many more people to do that because the main jobs with us and the more important jobs with us are the service people. And they're the people who are available 24 hours a day, 365 days a year, and they're on everybody's GrandPad. So when you get one, you get a named person whose picture is there, and they will be available to speak to you 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. And the exciting part about that, of course, is, the Irish people are now, as hardworking as they are, they're not available 24 hours a day. But we cover the timelines with the US. So when somebody calls during the night, and we do have older people who wake up and they're lonely during the night, and they press the call button on the GrandPad, and they speak to an American person, and they have great conversations because they hear all about where they are and what they're doing and so on. And then the next day they will tell the Irish server person all about that great call they made last night.
Now, GrandPad is a company that has really embraced remote working. So
Yes.
Talk us through that.
Yeah, we recruit people who we can tap into a whole source of very talented people who wouldn't normally be available in the workforce because they really, for whatever reasons, family reasons or health reasons or whatever, don't wish to commute for hours every day. So they're available to us. We've tapped into them, and the people we have tapped into on the basis that they work from home are such highly skilled people who are very orientated towards the context, which is older people. And that's because when we recruit them, we always look for people who have experience of working with older people.
And when it comes to recruitment, I believe that GrandPad adopts a direct referral only approach. Explain to me about how that works.
Yes, we do. And I know after the launch, Karl, and when you did the features and so on, a number of agencies and recruitment agencies contacted me to offer their assistance. And I had to explain to them that GrandPad have a very strict policy of direct referral. And in the US, there's over 100 people employed, and all of those have been employed through direct referral. So that's somebody who knows somebody who could actually give a reference for them. They refer them to us, and then we take it from there. So in Ireland, we have followed exactly the same policy. I got people referred from people when I started seeking and speaking around, and then I met with them personally, and now they refer people because they know about the job. And the people they refer now, we get them to go and sit with the Irish people and have a look at the job and explore the job. All of that has worked really well for us so far.
And I understand that the business is now actively looking for suitable B2B partners. Specifically, what are you looking for from these partners?
Well, we are actually looking for partners that will take on to advertising and selling the GrandPads in their stores. And we're looking for people who have a value base similar to our own, and also will ensure that we will be part of that process because we take very seriously the service part of the GrandPad, and also that the orientation and the delivery of the GrandPad is done to the high standard. Because if you give another device to an older person and don't really demonstrate it carefully and show it to them and gradually introduce them to it, they'll put it aside because all the other stuff hasn't worked before. So we take that part very seriously. So we're looking at partners who will engage with us at that level and who value the high service that we do with the GrandPad also. And we are in discussion with a couple of big companies in that area. And we are also, in the meantime, looking to go directly to the customers ourselves here from GrandPad in Gorey.
And finally, Edwina, looking ahead, what are your growth expectations for GrandPad?
Well, of course, there's a number of big areas in the sense the number of older people in Ireland who are isolated and living alone is enormous. And the last figures I was looking at, there were 10,000 people who lived alone in isolation and hadn't spoken to somebody in over 3 weeks. I just thought that's so appalling. There are a number of very healthy 80-year-olds who can do everything else, but they're isolated just because they can't communicate and make a call. So we really want to get to those people, and we're happy to engage with all sorts of Irish initiatives to do that. So that's really where I am seeking to get into that space, to get a GrandPad into the hands of those people who are isolated and lonely, if for nothing else, just to have them be able to make a call.
Well, if you've just tuned in, that was Edwina Dunne from GrandPad, and we wish the company continued success with growing their operations in Gorey.
Southeast Radio's Business Matters with Karl Fitzpatrick.